In the ancient world, where men dominated the realms of power and prophecy, one woman shattered every expectation. Deborah, the only female judge in Israel's history, emerged as a beacon of courage, faith, and unyielding leadership. Her story, etched in the pages of the Book of Judges, unfolds during a time of chaos and oppression, challenging our views on who can lead and how divine purpose transcends gender and status. Join us as we delve into this gripping tale of triumph, where an extraordinary woman altered the destiny of a nation. After the death of Joshua, around 1400 BCE, Israel plunged into a period of profound instability known as the Era of the Judges, spanning roughly from 1200 to 1020 BCE. This was an age without a central king, marked by moral decay and social anarchy. As the Book of Judges starkly declares in chapter 21, verse 25, "In those days Israel had no king. Everyone did as they saw fit." The people repeatedly fell into a vicious cycle, apostasy, where they abandoned God for the idols of neighboring nations, oppression at the hands of enemies, cries for help, and deliverance through a divinely appointed judge. This pattern wasn't mere chance. It mirrored the covenant between God and Israel. In Judges chapter 2, verses 14 to 16, we learn that God's anger led him to hand them over to raiders, yet in mercy he raised judges to save them. Politically, the lack of unified leadership left tribes vulnerable to invasions from Canaanites and other groups. Spiritually, idol worship eroded their cultural identity as a monotheistic people. Economically, these invasions disrupted trade routes, agriculture, and daily life, plunging communities into poverty and forcing many into subsistence living. It was a time when faith was tested and survival hung by a thread, reflecting the broader transition from the late Bronze Age to the Iron Age in the ancient Near East. Amid this chaos, Israel faced one of its darkest trials under Jabin, king of Canaan, who ruled from the fortified city of Hazor in northern Canaan around the mid-12th century BCE. For 20 grueling years, his commander Sisera crushed the Israelites with a formidable army boasting 900 iron chariots, a technological marvel of the early Iron Age, symbolizing Canaanite military supremacy over the less advanced Israelite forces. These chariots, fitted with iron blades and scythes, could mow down infantry on flat terrain, giving the oppressors an unbeatable edge in open battles. As described in Judges chapter 4, verses 1 to 3, the Israelites, having done evil in God's eyes after the judge Ehud's death around 1220 BCE, were sold into this tyranny. The oppression was brutal. Military dominance enforced economic exploitation through heavy taxes, forced labor, and resource plundering, while social freedoms withered under constant fear of raids. Villages emptied, roads became deserted due to banditry, and worship of the true God faded as people turned to Canaanite deities like Baal for protection. Many must have despaired, wondering if deliverance would ever come in a region already fractured by the collapse of major empires like the Hittites and Egyptians. In this hour of desperation, God raised Deborah, a prophetess and wife of Lapidoth, to lead Israel around 1204 BCE. As Judges 4, verses 4 and 5 recount, she held court under the palm of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in Ephraim's hill country, where Israelites from various tribes sought her judgments. As a prophetess, she channeled God's messages, restoring spiritual guidance in a wayward nation amid widespread apostasy. As a judge, the fourth in the sequence after Othniel, Ehud, and Shamgar, she arbitrated disputes, blending legal wisdom with administrative and emerging military insight. Deborah's role was revolutionary in a patriarchal society where women seldom held public authority, often confined to domestic spheres. Her palm tree became a symbol of accessible justice, not hidden in palaces, but open to all, fostering a sense of unity among the tribes. Respected across Israel, her integrity and divine connection commanded loyalty, even from male warriors. Culturally, she challenged norms, proving leadership stemmed from faith, not gender, and her story echoes in later Jewish traditions as a model for strong female figures. Her emergence signaled hope, reminding Israel that God uses the unexpected to fulfill his plans, much like in other ancient Near Eastern tales of divine intervention. With oppression at its peak, Deborah received God's command and summoned Barak, son of Abinoam, from Kadesh in the tribe of Naphtali. In Judges 4 verse 6, she relayed, "The Lord, the God of Israel, commands you, go, take with you 10,000 men of Naphtali and Zebulun and lead them up to Mount Tabor." This was a precise strategy, gathering forces from northern tribes familiar with the rugged terrain. At a strategic height of about 588 meters overlooking the Jezreel Valley, a key trade and battle route. Deborah continued in verse 7, "I will lead Sisera, the commander of Jabin's army, with his chariots and his troops to the Kishon River, and give him into your hands." Barak, recognizing her prophetic authority, insisted she join him, saying in verse 8, "If you go with me, I will go, but if you don't, I won't." Deborah agreed, but prophesied in verse 9 that the honor of victory would go to a woman, not him. A bold twist in a male-dominated warrior culture. This exchange highlighted faith's nuances. Barak's request boosted troop morale, affirming God's presence through her, while underscoring the political need for tribal alliances. Preparations ensued. Barak rallied 10,000 men from Naphtali and Zebulun, tribes long suffering under Canaanite rule, and Deborah accompanied them, igniting a spark of unity against a common foe. News of Israel's muster reached Sisera, who mobilized his 900 iron chariots and troops to the Kishon River, as Judges 4 verses 12 to 13 describe. Confident in his technological superiority, he advanced into the valley, ideal for chariots on the fertile plains. But Deborah urged Barak in verse 14, "Go. This is the day the Lord has given Sisera into your hands. Has not the Lord gone ahead of you?" Her words carried dramatic weight, stirring the troops with a sense of divine inevitability. As Barak descended Mount Tabor with his forces, chaos erupted. Verse 15 states the Lord routed Sisera's army by the sword, with scholars suggesting a sudden storm, common in the region's seasonal rains, turned the valley to mud, bogging down the heavy chariots and swelling the Kishon into a torrent that swept away enemies. This natural yet divinely timed catastrophe neutralized Canaanite technology, favoring Israel's agile hill country infantry. Panic gripped the Canaanites. Horses struggled, chariots became traps, and soldiers fled in disarray. Barak pursued relentlessly to Harosheth Hagoyim, slaying all. As verse 16 declares, "Not a man was left." The battle's emotional toll must have been immense. Israelites, long oppressed, now tasted vengeance. Politically, this crushed Canaanite power in the north, leading to the destruction of Hazor, a major city-state, around 1200 BCE, as confirmed by archaeology. Economically, it freed Israel from tribute and labor, allowing agriculture and trade to revive in the Jezreel Valley. Regionally, the victory weakened other Canaanite coalitions, aiding Israelite expansion and settlement in the highlands, influencing the power dynamics across the Levant during the decline of Egyptian influence. Fleeing the rout, Sisera sought refuge among the Kenites, a nomadic group allied with both sides through Habor, as Judges 4 verses 17 to 22 detail. Exhausted, he approached Jael's tent, Habor's wife. In a twist of hospitality turned deadly, Jael invited him in, offering milk and rest to lull him into security. This cunning bravery fulfilled Deborah's prophecy, with a woman delivering the final blow. When Barak arrived, Jael revealed the body, sealing the triumph. Culturally, a nomadic woman's strike against a general underscored themes of unexpected heroes and irony, subverting warrior codes. Sisera's death dismantled Canaanite leadership, ensuring lasting subjugation of Jabin, and its emotional resonance echoed in Israelite folklore as a symbol of divine justice. In Judges chapter 5, Deborah and Barak composed a victory song, one of Hebrew literature's oldest poems, dated to the 12th century BCE by linguists, making it a near-contemporary account. It calls for praise, portraying Deborah as a mother in Israel, a nurturing yet fierce leader. Recounting the crisis, deserted roads, unarmed tribes amid economic ruin, it honors participating tribes like Ephraim, Benjamin, Mashir, Zebulun, and Issachar for their courage, while rebuking absentees like Reuben, Gilead, Dan, and Asher for cowardice, highlighting political divisions among the 12 tribes. Vividly, it depicts cosmic aid. From the heavens the stars fought from their courses against Sisera, poetic language for divine intervention, possibly alluding to the storm. The Kishon swept them away, affirming nature's role in the upset. Jael is blessed as most blessed of tent-dwelling women, her deed detailed with ironic flair, a mighty warrior felled by a household tool. A poignant scene imagines Sisera's mother awaiting spoils at her lattice window, her ladies consoling her with tales of plunder, contrasting Canaanite arrogance with their utter defeat. The song concludes, "So may all your enemies perish, O Lord, but may those who love you be like the sun when it rises in its strength." This reinforced theological lessons: victory through faith, not military might, in an era of shifting technologies. Literarily sophisticated with parallelism and vivid imagery, it preserved history, inspired tribal unity, and echoed regionally as a testament to Israelite resilience, influencing later biblical poetry following the victory around 1184 BCE. Israel enjoyed 40 years of peace, as Judges notes, an era of rebuilding under Deborah's wise rule, lasting until about 1144 BCE. Agriculture flourished in the valleys, trade resumed along ancient routes, and communities strengthened without fear of invasion. Her legacy transcended time. As Israel's sole female judge, she exemplified inclusive leadership, influencing later figures like prophets Miriam and Huldah, and even kings in the monarchic period starting around 1020 BCE. Regionally, it weakened Canaanite city-states, facilitating Israelite control over key areas and contributing to the cultural mosaic of the Iron Age Levant. Globally, her story in Scripture inspires across Judaism, Christianity, and beyond, challenging gender biases and affirming divine equity in leadership. Deborah teaches that courage and faith empower anyone to lead, regardless of societal norms. As we reflect on this ancient saga, Deborah's narrative urges us to question prejudices and embrace unexpected paths in our own turbulent times. Her enduring impact reminds us, true change often comes from the bold and faithful, trusting in greater plans amid adversity. In a world still grappling with leadership and equality, may we draw from her example to foster justice, unity, and purpose for future generations.